This conference will now be recorded.
Hello friends, welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit and here I'm with my new video in Salesforce Lightning Web Component Development. And the topic for today's video is that how to design and use attributes in Lightning Web Components. So if I'll show you my Lightning Web component which I have been designed and developed. So just a second, let me switch to my Salesforce development org. So that's my Salesforce development org. And as you can see here, there is one Salesforce Lightning web component I have added, which is showing one title is there, one message along with one image. So now if I switch to edit pages, if I open the properties of this Lightning Web component, and if I try to change the properties at runtime, I'm not able to do that. Means I won't be able to change the image, I won't be able to change the title and so on. So if I select this Lightning Web component, as you can see, there are no attributes to be changed. So my requirement is that we need to design or we need to set attributes for this Lightning Web component using Visual Studio Code, and so that the admin or the authorized user can make the changes at runtime, and he won't be dependent on developer every time. So that's the requirement. So let me show you the code which I have written right now. So that's the code. And in this code, so I have designed one Lightning Web component named as BISPLWC component, and that's the same component I'm using here, BISPLWC component. And for this component, there are three files. One is the JavaScript file, and in JavaScript file, I simply created one variable. I just declare one API variable named as message and welcome to BISP trainings. In HTML, I just set a custom message. That's a custom message. That's a static message actually. That's a static message. Hello, welcome to BISP training. It has nothing to do with this. Even if it is blank, it won't show, it won't make any changes. And the third file which we have is that is meta.xml file. And here, first of all, I set this component to be exposed as set as true. And this component will be available from Lightning app pages, Lightning record page, and Lightning home page. So that is the default code. Now the requirement is, first of all, my requirement is I would like to make this component, I would like to set an attribute for this component which can be changed manually by admin, or which can be changed dynamically by admin from Salesforce itself. I mean, he's not going to contact developer to make the changes from the backend. So for this, what I'm doing, I created one variable, and the properties which I'm trying to change is I want to change the title, I want to change the message, I want to change the image also at runtime, and also its visibility. So basically, four properties I would like to control. Therefore, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create four variables here. So I'm just going to create four variables. Now, before that, let me show you one thing. The message here I'm using, welcome to BISP trainings. Instead of BISP trainings, if I change this to BISP solutions, and this static text, I will replace with this variable. And the variable is message. Variable is message. And also, let me create one more variable at the rate API, and I'll just give as image URL is equal to, and the image URL which I'm using here, I just use the same URL over here, and instead of this one, I would be using the dynamic one, and the dynamic is image URL. So these two properties I'm going to control right now, and then we would be going to control other properties. So let's save these two files, this one, and now I'm going to deploy this component onto Salesforce. So I just right click and deploy. to deploy source to org. Now, once the deployment is success, we can go and check. I'll just refresh it. Still, the admin won't be able to change the attributes because whatever changes I'm doing, those changes I'm doing from backend, not from the Salesforce. Now you can see, welcome to BSP Solutions. So this message is coming dynamically from this JavaScript and this image URL. So if I make change in this image URL, that will automatically change here. In same fashion, I would like to control the label. I would like to control the label as well as the visibility of this. So for this, what I'm doing, I'm going to create two more variables, and my another variable will be at the rate API, and I just give as let's say C is equal to, I'll just write custom lightning web component, and at the rate API display image is equal to false. I set this as false, and now I would like to control this. And in order to control this, first of all, I just change this title. I just replace this static with this dynamic one, C title. That's the component title. And to control the image visibility, I'm using one template. So I'll use one template, and initially when you do it, you will get some error. Like I'm getting one error. It says it is used to declare fragment of HTML that can be cloned and inserted. So it's an invalid. So what I'm doing, I just write template if true, if true is equal to, and the variable which we created, if true is equal to display image. So again, I use display image, so it will display image. So let's save this, save all the files, and again deploy this component to our Salesforce org. So by default, the property as the value I set for display image is false. So because of that, that image won't be visible. That's the default value. So let's go and check. And I'm doing simply one thing. I'm simply refreshing the page. I simply refresh the page, and you can see the image is not coming. We are not getting image right now, and that's the image I'm using. There are a lot of images, a lot of other images if you want to use, so you can use the images from here. That's the URL. So as you can see, it is only showing the message because of this, because I said display image as false, and this is not true. Actually this is set as false, so that's why it is showing this image. Now still, if I try to change the properties, if I try to change the properties of this component, I'm not able to do that because that section is not added yet. So we need to add that also, and for that we are going to make change in our meta.xml file. So first of all, let's have a look. Are we able to change the properties of that component? Still we are not getting the properties. And now in order to add those properties, we can add them from meta.xml file. And here the tags which I'm going to use, we are going to use tags like target configs and target configs, target config, targets. So basically these changes are available from where? So we can make changes from Lightning app, Lightning homepage, comma, Lightning app page. So the changes can be made from two areas, home page. And now we need to set the properties. So we need to manually set the properties to be changed, to be get changed. So property, and first property which I would like to change, that is the first which I would like to change, that is the C title, and its type. So what type of property it is? Type is string, and any default value. So default is equal to, and I set a default value as, it's a title, so I write BISP solutions custom LWC. Okay, that's a default one. So I need to change properties for, because I want a control on title, I want a control on message, I want a control on image, and I want a control on image visibility. So all the message means all the variables which I have declared, I'll just add them one by one. So 1, 2, 3, and image URL. I just choose image URL. Image URL will be, and also the display image. And definitely it would be a Boolean type. We need to set the types also. So that we need to take care of. So message will be, sorry, it's my mistake. It should be here within brackets. Display image, image URL, image URL, and the message, because title we are already using, so title no need to change. It's a string type, and the message, the default message is welcome. Welcome to my first LWC. LWC. Okay, LWC component. Image URL, I don't want any image URL. The type is a string type, and this type would be set as Boolean, and I set default value as false. That's a default value. So that's the default value. It won't show any image right now. Or let's make this, let's set the default value as true. So I just save the changes, and let's try to deploy this once again. So I just deploy source to org. So that's the property we have added. And now let's see whether this make any changes, or this make any difference in our Lightning Web component or not. So let's save this, click on back. Let me refresh this, because it's mandatory to refresh the change. The changes will take some time to refresh. So let's refresh this page, refresh our app, and now let's switch to edit page. And now let's try to make the changes. So I just, and also if you look at this, the default properties, the messages is coming, welcome to BISP solutions, custom Lightning Web component. You can see it's showing BISP solution custom LWC, and this BISP custom solution LWC is coming from here. In same manner, if I say, let me, yeah, okay. And hello, welcome to my first LWC. This is showing for this one, and let me remove this one actually. Hello, welcome to my first, that's fine, okay, anyway. So welcome to my first, and image is not coming. And why image is not coming? Because we set that as false. So what I need to do is, we need to change this to true. So by default is true, and let me change this also true. By default is true, and let me change this property status true. Okay, must be set to false, so it's already there. Anyway, so I'll just say image URL because it's waiting for image URL. Default is blank. So what I'm doing, I'll just open that image once again, the image which I'm using, whichever image I would like to show. So for example, I would like to show, let's suppose we have an image called check.svg. So I just copy this image and I just copy this image and paste it here in image URL, and you can see this image is coming. And if I uncheck this image, that is gone. So whatever URL we enter, that image will be visible, that image will be displayed. And here we can control the display image attribute. Message can be changed. Instead of this, I can write my first LWC, uh, component. You can see it has got changed. And yeah, and BISP solution custom LWC, BISP lightning web component. It changes that. So that's the way we can permit the admin or the end users to make the changes at runtime. So they don't need to be depend on developer every time to make these changes. So I'll just save the changes, activate it, close it. I'll just save it once again, click on back, and we can see the changes which we have made here. So that's the way we can create, uh, we can set attributes for Lightning Web Component, which can be controlled, which can be changed by Salesforce admin or developer at runtime. So that's all in this video. If you have some queries, you can come up with your questions. You can post your comments in comment box. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.